Hello my friends and welcome back to All the Mods 10. This is episode 4 and today we're going to be getting into some more of the nether. We didn't explore much of that last episode. We're also going to be doing some more progression in Ars Nouveau, and we're going to be getting into some dangerous blood magic. So this is shaping up to be a fun episode. Let's hop right into it. Okay, so I got this little backpack here that's going to replace the chest. So we've got our main things in here, and the first thing I want to do is take this stuff here and make a crafting upgrade for this backpack. That'll just make things a little bit easier, so I don't have to go back and forth. So we've got that there. So our first thing, aside from that, is going to be making a nature's compass. Now, this is a fairly simple thing to make, but we'll be using it to find biomes. I had found some all-the-modium, but due to some storage glitches with the world, the mapping and my waypoints were deleted. So we'll have to try and figure out where we can find some more of that. The next thing is a brush. Now this is vanilla Minecraft, but we're going to use this to find some templates that are going to be useful for later in this video while we're looking for some other ore, or maybe in next week's episode. So those are kind of the starting things we're looking at. But as you can see, I had to upgrade this chest because our little guy over here, he's doing a great job, and all of our source jars are entirely full. So we're gonna have to use some of that today, and we may need to upgrade that storage eventually for doing some more things like upgrading our armor and things such as. So in order to do that, we're going to... I made some arcane platforms. These are from a while ago, but we can set these around the imbuement chamber here, and when we throw down some gunpowder, some flint and steel, and a torch in range of this imbuement chamber, we can then throw a source gem into the middle piece of it here, and it will make fire essence. Now, of course, having these here speeds this up significantly, so that's going to be insanely helpful. But we are going to need 2 of those for right now. We'll let the other one craft. In the meantime, we're going to craft a couple of things. The first one is fire charges. Now, this is not the vanilla recipe for it. Usually, you can use the gunpowder, the coal, and blaze rods, or blaze powder, but we haven't got those yet. So we'll do this recipe here. We can also take black dye and gunpowder to create a fireworks star. And this we'll be using in just a moment. Now we have this other fire essence here. We're going to take these over to our scribe's table and make some new glyphs. The first one is going to be the AOE glyph. So we'll do this, and we can throw we'll throw our fireworks star up into that. Now, if you'll notice, when we pick this up, it's a tier 2 glyph. So our spellbook is not competent enough to cast that spell. So we'll have to upgrade our spellbook as well today. The other glyph that I wanted to learn today is, I believe, also a tier 2 glyph. Is it a tier 3? No. Where... Am I blind? Yes, I am. Okay, explosion. Causes an explosion at the location. Pretty self-explanatory. And that takes a fire essence, a fire charge, and 3 TNT, which are, you saw how we made that fire essence and the fire charges, and the TNT was pretty easy as well. Everyone knows how to make that. So, now we've got these glyphs here, and this is also a tier 2 glyph. So, those are going to be used for stuff for next episode. But, those are the things for ours that we were going to do today. There are other essences that we'll get into as well later when we're ready to upgrade some of our suit here. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be getting into today is the Evil Craft mod pack. This can get kind of dark, but I'm here for it. So our first step is we acquired a bunch of these dark gems doing some mining a while back, and so we'll use those. If you don't have any dark gems, you'll obviously need to go and get some, but they are not too hard to find. So we'll throw some dark gem on top of an iron ingot, and we get a bunch of spikes. We can then use those spikes to make a blood extractor. Now, when we have a blood extractor in our inventory and we kill something, it collects some blood, and that's going to be kind of the main source of everything, generally, for this mod pack. We can also craft a dark tank as well. And now I'm using blocks here. It gives you a much larger tank. However, you can use just a dark gem at the top and the bottom and an iron ingot on the left and right hand sides. So now that we've got those, it's time to go and kill a couple things. We're going to need 5 total buckets, which means this entire blood extractor needs to be full. So let's go and get that done. Okay, so as reward for crafting this dark tank, I got a second one, which I can place down and actually throw some of this condensed blood into it. And this allows us to fill our blood extractor without killing anything. So that's kind of cool. The next step is to make a hole that allows us to place down 5 buckets of blood all into the hole, and then we throw a dark gem in there, and it absorbs all that blood just to make one dark power gem. I'm going to fill this hole back in, because there is easier ways to do that after we have acquired one of them. So, the next step, a blood infusion core. To do this, we're going to need to make hardened blood. I got one from a quest reward, but we're going to need more, so I may as well show you how to make them. We use a drying basin. If we throw some more of this blood into our dark tank, we only need one bucket this time. We can throw that in the drying basin, and now it will dry out in there, and takes a minute. Boom. Hardened blood. Now, hardened blood blocks themselves can't be used for much. However, we can smelt them down into hardened blood shards. I'm going to move those because we don't need to waste a whole block of coal on two thingies, you know, kind of a waste. Let's just grab some jungle planks. No one likes those. And so those will smelt down and make hardened blood shards, which we can then use in a circle around our dark power gem to create a blood infusion core. This has one main use, but a couple of uses that we won't really get into. But the main use for it is to make this blood infuser. This is a very powerful machine in EvilCraft, and it's essentially almost like a blood furnace. So we've got some blood in there now, and we can do some cool things with that. If we check our quests menu, we've just completed a whole big chain of things here. So we can collect some rewards from that. This questing menu is absolutely overpowered. But we now have our blood infuser, and our next step is to acquire undead trees. And these are relatively simple. You just need a sapling. You can pull one sapling out, and now a sapling, if we throw it in there, it won't make an undead tree because it's not dead yet. So we throw it in the drying basin, and the tree dries out and dies and becomes a dead bush. Congrats. We just killed a tree. Now, we have to resurrect the tree using blood magic. This is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So now that we have this undead tree, we can grow it up to get some undead logs. I'll throw this down in the middle here. I grabbed some bone meal, and let's try and grow this tree. Look at that. Beautiful tree. On one hand. Doesn't really look fitting in our idyllic jungle here, but we do what we must. We can vein mine that, and then the leaves all go away. And this here, bloodstain, I'm just going to break that. It's not enough blood to really be of much use to us. But now that we have these undead logs, we'll craft some planks with those. And now we can throw them like this with a dark gem at the top, and we get dark sticks. Now these are powerful because they can be used to craft our vengeance pickaxe. I just need 3 diamonds. So So we'll craft that up. And the cool thing about the Vengeance pickaxe is that it has Fortune 5. This is beyond a vanilla enchant. This is not something that you can get in vanilla Minecraft, but it is very powerful, and for some of the stuff that we want to do today, it's going to be very useful. However, it also has Curse of Vengeance 3, which means when you use it, it will spawn vengeance spirits. Aside from that, this pickaxe's mining level is not high enough for some of what we're going to want this to do. So we're going to have to pull those enchants off of it so that we can put it onto something else. In the meantime, we'll throw some of this stuff back up in here because we're going to want to craft an effortless ring. This is going to increase some of our speed going forward. For crafting this ring, we're going to need 2 iron and 2 gold, and then the blocks that we have down here. Now, we can throw these dark gems in here, and it will make the powered dark gem at a significantly reduced blood cost. So we won't have to use 5 whole buckets to make one. As you can see, it costs significantly less than that. Looks like the total comes out to a little over 200 millibuckets. So that's amazing. So for these dark power gems here, we're going to throw them like this, and it will create a bowl of empty promises. Craft these together with some crushed dark gems that we got from quest rewards, and it makes a dusted bowl of promises. Now, to make these crushed dark gems is relatively simple. The squeezer that I had in this backpack here, if you place down the squeezer and you crush a dark gem, it turns into crushed dark gem. So that's a fairly simple process. It's similar to what we did with the mineral wood. So these are pretty simple to make. But we're going to take this here, this dusted bowl of promises, and throw it. We're actually not going to do that. What are we going to do? We are going to throw that in there, but we need some more blood. Okay. This one does take 5 buckets to do the whole thing. Kind of an expensive endeavor, but it is what it is. So we're going to make this into a tier 0 bowl of promises. Just like this. It says it takes 50 seconds. Quite a long time. But we're going to use it to create a promise of tenacity. This upgrades our blood infuser here. Alright, so now we have this dusted bowl of promises, and we will throw an iron block in there instead, and that will create for us, we need 10. That's a lot. So now this should craft us an iron promise acceptor. But it's not going to. Of course it's not. Alright, there we go. So now we have this iron promise acceptor. We can craft that together with the Bowl of Promises and a spider eye, which I do actually have one in this bag here. Throw all of those together, and that gives us a Promise of Tenacity. So we can throw that up there, and that essentially upgrades our Blood Infuser. So there's further levels of Promise of Tenacity that will make our Blood Infuser more powerful, but we do not need those at this point because we only need the Promise of Productivity and of Velocity. So, and both of those need Tier 1. They also need 2 Iron Promise Acceptors, 1 for each of them. So we'll craft that up. And it looks like it might actually make it faster as well. That's very cool. It increases the capacity too. These upgrades are pretty cool for blood magic, I suppose. But we don't have enough blood for that. So I guess we are going to have to go and do some killing. Since we are going to have to do that, we may as well craft up this vein sword. Doesn't do super much damage, but when you kill something with it, it essentially allows you to siphon more blood. So we'll grab a dark stick and 2 spikes, and then these dark gems will finish up here, and we can throw those together to make this vein sword. Now, it also doesn't have a lot of durability either, so that's a bit of a problem as well. Something we'll have to possibly overcome. This mod has ways around that, but they're all pretty expensive and not really worth getting into at this point. So, let's go and kill some things. Okay, another cool thing that we can make is a warp stone. And this is going to make getting around very easy. It's used to craft the waystones that we've been using to teleport around, but it's essentially a handheld version. So that makes things very easy for getting around. Also, one of the best places to find monsters to kill is in the mines. But I don't want to just go down there kind of unprepared. So I want to enchant this pickaxe. And one of the best ways to do that is with the Fortune 5 that we acquired from our Vengeance pickaxe. However, we've got to pull that Fortune 5 off of the pickaxe. And this mod pack has an absolutely excellent way of doing that. We're going to need 2 books and an anvil, which it appears we do not have an anvil at the moment. But we do have enough iron to make one. It takes 3 iron blocks. And throw those on the top. Boom, anvil. Now, if we can find somewhere kind of against a bamboo shoot would be fine. We throw down this obsidian here, and then we throw the Vengeance pickaxe. Oh, it's got to stay on the obsidian. The Vengeance. If I Oh, my magnet's still on. Huh, that makes sense. Okay. Throw the vengeance pickaxe, and this is not the right spot for this. Okay. Throw the vengeance pickaxe and the 2 books on top of the obsidian, and then drop an anvil on them, and it pulls the enchantments off of this pickaxe. Which means that now we can just throw the pickaxe in there, throw our curse of vengeance in there, because we don't want that, and then we'll throw our anvil back down, and now we have Fortune 5 on this pickaxe. And of course we can craft it in here to make it into a silent gear pickaxe, which allows us to use diamonds to repair it. So I'll take a couple of those with me, and I think it is time to go mining. So we shouldn't use a charge on our warp stone just because we feel like it, and probably we should go in a different direction than we have before to try and find a cave. So I'll run off this way and see what sort of interesting things I can find. Okay, while exploring to try and find a cave, I found a little tower that had some cool stuff in it. One of which being these leggings here that have mending on them. If we can put mending on our vein sword, that's going to make it significantly more powerful. It's going to be able to heal itself when we deal those finishing blows, which for something with 32 durability, kind of important. So I'm wondering if we also have something in here with unbreaking as well that we could throw on top of it. So we're looking for mending and unbreaking too. And we'll throw that on here. Bada bing, bada boom. That is going to be awesome. And it looks like we have some more blood extracted there. That is cool. Let me see. These take 10,000 each. For those. These each. Oh, this is the empty bowl of promises. So we'll throw that in there. And those take 5. So, yep, should be getting started there. When we come back, that should be done. So let's go back out and keep killing things. This Fortune 5 pickaxe is insanely overpowered. I've been down in this cave for maybe 5 minutes. Just a couple of iron veins, and it's already a huge amount. So this is, I'm not going to say it's broken, because we definitely had to work for it. But, I mean, look at that. That was 5 blocks, and we got 33. So, this thing is very powerful. Alrighty. Got all that smelting in there. And now we should actually... Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that's pretty neat. Oh, did that just cancel our... Okay, we're good. So now we can take this here, and if we craft that with a lapis block and one of these iron promise acceptors, we get the promise of productivity. So we'll need to craft us up another one of these, which should be our last one here, so we won't need any more of this crushed dark ore. We will want to... We don't need those. Don't need that or that. Goodbye, my friends. We will need one more of these, however. Oh, not a whole stack. That's crazy. And I think that should be all we need for that. However, to make this into a tier 1, we need 5... What? We need just a teensy-weensy little bit more blood. Okay. Well, let's jump off our little island and go and kill something. A sheep. Perfect. You've been chosen. Your destiny is about to become manifest. You've been sacrificed for the greater good. You didn't see anything. Neither did you. Okay. Now that we've got that. Bada bing, bada boom. That should start cooking. It's not really cooking, but it is what it is. And for that one, we're going to use a redstone block. So, while that's cooking, I will finish emptying out this backpack here. Alrighty. This final craft should be all that we need to finish off this ring. These might be swapped. There we go. Effortless ring. Now it says that it makes us faster, which it does, and it ups the block height so that we can step up things like that. So that means we won't need to put stairs on our nether thing, because we can just... Look at that. That's pretty neat. Throw that up there, but we will not be needing... Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Any more of our bloody stuff. So, we have become no longer reliant on blood techniques. We're kind of done with that mod for now. However, what we have not done that I wanted to do today was to upgrade our spell book to the next level. In order to do that, we're going to need 2 blocks of quartz, I believe. Yes. 3 diamonds, a piece of obsidian, and 2 blaze rods. So that's going to kind of be our next thing to do, is acquire blaze rods. As far as a new sword goes, there's one that I have in mind, but we need netherite first. So I will throw a stick there, and we will just simply make us a standard diamond one. And this should be really all we need to conquer the nether. And we may get some good ores out of it as well. So let's have at it. Oh, there they are. 10. Well, maybe we'll collect a few extra while we're here. Alright. Now, I will show you guys the power of this warp stone. Just right-click with it. And now we're back home. Isn't that magical? Looks like our little guy here is doing everything he can for us. Poor lad. One day you will be free. One day. So, we can throw a bunch of this stuff in there. We got enough skulls to maybe beat the wither next week. We'll see. Who knows? Nothing particularly important in there. Okay. So let's pull out. Oh, we can leave one of those in there, but the other ones will be used to upgrade these and our spell book. So we throw those there, throw some diamonds, and bada bing, bada boom. Tier 2 spell book. Now, as for these, we will throw... Oh, yes, I see that. Okay. No recipe found. We've got 2 blaze rods there. Oh, is it because of this pedestal being too close? Interesting. That's quite curious. I wonder if I break that, will it work? Ah, okay. Well, now we know. Alright, so now, with that upgraded, we're going to make a spell in here. And this projectile mixed with explosion mixed with AOE. Now, when we use this, it will create an explosion. I don't want to do it right here. But if we go to our nether base, what this is for mining netherite. Alrighty. So after some careful navigation and then digging, we've made it down to a good level for netherite. So we can use this explosion spell to mine for it pretty effectively. And since we have that massive sourceberry farm, we can use that to craft up some mana regen potions, and this will be particularly effective until we can get like a destruction gadget or something along those lines. So yeah. Alright, so looking deeper into some of the Ars Nouveau stuff that can give us a couple of upgrades, I found a little bit of a glitch. Not really a glitch, an exploit. If you combine this jar of voiding, which I have one somewhere that I made. Where did I put it? Hello? Ah, it's in here. This jar of voiding, what it does is anything that's on this list, when it enters your inventory, it gets deleted. And it gives you some mana. Now, this is absolutely amazing because when I was mining for that netherite, I had to delete the netherrack, the gravel, the basalt, cobbled soulstone, and the blackstone. And essentially, that removed all that garbage from the inventory and resupplied our mana bar. I mixed that with an amulet of mana regen, mana boost, and a ring of greater discount, which are all relatively simple to make. Expensive in the diamonds, but we'll get those back at a later date. With this jar of voiding, which is really simple. And it turned out to be kind of overpowered, as you can see by all of the netherite we got there. I can show you the massive crater that I made. And essentially, how this works is I switch over to my explode, which I've modified to be, well, this is the damaging one, but I had it set up like this, so it's going to be huge, and just hit it kind of like that, walk over, the magnet picks all the items up, and my mana bar is almost instantly regenerated. And so I can essentially just keep doing this forever. And it nets me a whole bunch of netherite and other ores as well. So that was pretty, I'd say pretty successful. The other cool thing about there we go. The other cool thing about this is this ancient debris usually gets smelted in order to create netherite scrap. But with our hammers here, we can once again essentially double what we get out of that. So it's kind of busted. I did drop into a bastion real quick and grab one of these netherite upgrades as well. So with this, we can upgrade our pickaxe to netherite, which will set us up for next episode, if I have a smithing table somewhere. Look at that. Okay. We'll set this up here. And oh. No bueno? Why no bueno? Is it because it's the silent gear pickaxe? That's annoying. Okay, well, give me just a sec to fix this, I guess. There we go. Apparently, silent gear pickaxes don't like to be upgraded the vanilla way. So, but now we've got this set up, and that will essentially make us ready for next episode. So we did some blood magic, we did some netherite mining, and some upgrades to our Ars Nouveau setup. So I feel like that was pretty successful. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!